There's this form called N-470 where if you're a green card holder and you want to be outside for extended periods of time, if you're doing certain work like for national organizations, international organizations and stuff, you can potentially avoid breaking your continuous residence. So that's a good thing. You can maintain that and still come back without them denying your citizenship if you satisfy the physical presence requirement. But if you're doing a religious worker N-470, there's an exception where that not only does the time that you're abroad be counted towards. Wait, am I writing that right? That was the main thing I want to see about that is that uh, typically for the N-470, you have to spend 1 full year in the United States, a continuous period of time, before you can file for the N-470. And it's almost impossible because people have green cards are constantly traveling internationally, so it's just hard to get satisfy that requirement. Now, we started getting a lot of these cases after the pandemic because the pandemic forced people to be in the U.S. for a full 1 year. So it up and took care of that criteria that almost all the consults we had on it wouldn't have. But I had this religious worker consult and I looked into it, and it's interesting where for religious workers, they don't need to satisfy the 1 year requirement presence before filing the N-470. They could leave and file it even. But before they apply for citizenship, they have to satisfy it. So essentially, they travel, do all that kind of stuff, and then once they come back, they'll be able to send a year here in a continuous period and then file for N-470. Now, if you read the instructions for the N-470, it improperly implies that the religious worker is totally exempt from this requirement, the 1 year requirement, but it doesn't go into details. But when you go check out the USCIS policy manual, volume 12, part D, chapter 5, there it breaks down like this thing. So I was really confused when I was reading it. It's bizarre. Everything's so nuanced with immigration.